It is James. It is Bardolph. It is with Threat. It's with Bjorn. It's with Mr. Purrs.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
You good? I'm good as well. Thank you for asking. So, Envy versus Renegades coming up very shortly indeed. The knife has already happened. I have no idea who won. But we're about to get our second last game underway soon. TM. Actually, this is pretty fast.
Yeah.
All things considered.
EnvyUs versus Renegades on cash.
Oh, it's cash, is it? I didn't know the map.
I think it's going to be an easy game for EnvyUs. Before I said I thought Renegade could kind of win this game. I mean, they still can, but I wasn't that impressed with the Renegades in the last game versus CLG, so...
Now they've had what you might call a warm-up, though, on the same map. I would think that they should perform better this time.
Yeah, that's true. However, EnvyUs had the warm-up as well. I don't know if they played cash.
I'm sure they were watching because they had their warm-up like 3 hours ago. So they've probably been asleep.
Oh, that's actually an annoying thing for Renegades. Maybe EnvyUs could actually spectate the game.
Yeah, they could spectate. They could probably spectate the game. And that's a good point, actually, because they're all supposed to play at the same time.
Yeah, so now they could have watched the game. They played the same map.
Yeah.
So, for example, the funky A fake that Renegades did will probably not work.
So, yeah, that one thing is that Envy could watch the game. The other thing that is Envy should be going in somewhat cold, considering their game ended 2 hours before this one even started round 3. So we'll see if any of these points will impact the game. Envy versus Renegades. Renegades formerly known as Vox. Envy starting on the CT side. Envy going full Kevlar, no defuse kits.
They're rushing 2 people towards B storage, leaving 1 guy hidden in checkers, so... Very risky play here, but it's going to pay off. They have all the information they need now.
Indeed. And Renegades are slowly moving towards the A site, and the slower they move, the more CTs they will have to contest with. Will Envy allow the plant? They've basically got 5 people. 2 of them on the flank, 1 from Squeaky, 1 from main. Renegades are going to be unprepared for this. JKS running in. He fired maybe 5 shots, goes into the reload, gets caught short by Smith. Smith goes down to Havoc, though. Trade's coming in now as it comes down to a 3 versus 2. Yam with an important frag to find. Finds 2, leaving it SPUNJ versus NBK. SPUNJ stuck in the door. Just going to try and bait NBK. NBK's going to look for the frag. NBK will find the frag. And...
I don't think so.
Ooh, it's going to be a close one. He's uncertain himself, but... Oh, he's just about got it!
That was one of the closer diffusers I've ever seen.
0.2 seconds on the clock for that one. I've seen 0.1 before, but that wasn't too far off.
And a very cool pistol round there for EnvyUs. They did 2-man aggression on B while hiding a player behind the box in checkers, which means even if they will... Like, let's say they trade 1 for 1, so it's a 3v3. They just have that extra guy behind the box in checkers, which means they're probably going to win the push anyway.
So, Renegades, what they've done is they've had AZR and JKS buy armor, and they've dropped AKs to those players. Havoc with the UMP. They can even swap the AK on between AZR and Havoc now that AZR's left with 12 HP. So, the remaining players can try and pick up some guns. SPUNJ goes for a quick peek. AZR doesn't manage to swap out the AK to Havoc, and he will go down to shox. JKS doing some cleanup, but Havoc will definitely be looking to pick up this AK. JKS will hold angles in the meantime, but he won't spot the CT. If he had peeked at the same time, he would have seen him. I'm wondering where this AK is. JKS going to boost Havoc up. Havoc is carrying the bomb. He's going to drop it just in case. Definitely don't want to die and have it lost in the boost position. Ah, the AK was on the boost, and he's picked it up. So, 45 seconds left for Envy now. They've got 2 M4s and the 5.7 to try and put a stop to this. 1 person per site. Happy looking for a fast rotation, at least over towards A, if possible. But we'll see. Seems that SmithZz has raised the alarm as the full rotation is coming in from the CTs. Can the Ts get something done fast enough here? Moving on to the site. Oh, SmithZz is still at the back there. JKS is going to have to try and get the trade, but that will not happen. SmithZz picking up an AK. Happy picking up a second one as well.
Yeah, and only getting 2 kills there with that 4 spy from Renegade, especially after they got the first entry kill. I think they were looking for more. And It's very uncommon to see. Usually you see the full Tech 9 train with a full set of nades, but they actually opted to do the very old school drop 2 AKs to two guys with Kevlar.
That's going to be a nice nade timing onto SPUNJ while the rest of the Renegades team move towards A. Normally in a situation like you saw CLG would play this from the car, but Envy always loving bit of a fight, a bit of aggression. They're going to have two playing on the site itself. They don't want to see Renegades have a plant here. They know that the more tools these guys have, the more dangerous they are with executes and such. So just SPUNJ left. Bomb is unretrievable, and he will get sprayed down by SmithZz 3-0 to Envy.
And Renegade will be able to buy this round. It will be the first weapon round. EnvyUs have been able to build up a small bank, a bank big enough to not be forced on eco if they lose this one. And we see a full set of... I think they're going to go for the fast mid-take here.
So there are smokes coming in on the CT side. Smokes on the T side as well. We've got the flash coming in. Renegades pushing in. Some of the players are blind. NBK finding the first frag. kioShiMa's coming in for support. He'll take down Yam. shoxy going down to Havoc elsewhere, but mid is firmly in control of Envy for the time being. Only JKS remaining now versus two players. Manages to avoid the spray of NBK, but not for long, as he will come and finish him off. Envy surviving with 4 players there. And
that was what I talked about the last game. If you go for that fast mid take and there's 3 players in mid waiting for you, you'll just get demolished. There's nothing you can do. So very risky play there from Renegades. Didn't pay off as it did versus CLG. And now they are forced to yet another eco.
SmithZz picking up the big green gun, that AWP. Starting to be a more common appearance once again for SmithZz. SmithZz, who we've seen do so many Rambo plays with that gun. shoxy falling towards the short area of A. Now we have 2 players per site. SmithZz has been located. We've got smokes coming in from the CTs, in fact. But SmithZz will find the frag regardless. Again, no Kevlar, never mind helmets on these Renegade players. And they'll be looking for an opportunity to plant the bomb here. NBK almost going down, but he will find the second frag. Havoc and AZR will fall at his feet. SPUNJ and JKS remaining. SPUNJ, the bomb carrier, will be eliminated in mid, leaving only JKS and his Tech 9 to do what he can do over towards B. SmithZz looking to finish him off with the USP, but he'll go for a delayed pick as JKS finds the trade frag of kioShiMa. So it's still some damage to be done here by JKS. Picks up an AK as well. And he's not out of this yet. Happy avoiding the flashbang. JKS going for the jump peek there, but that aim punch won't help, and Happy will find the frag. 3 play surviving for Envy.
And hopefully we can see a regular default here from Renegades. Don't want to try to do that funky fast mid-take all the time. We see an AWP here on Yam. So maybe they will try to go for the fast mid-peak at least. Looks like the bomb is just going towards A, 2 guys towards B storage, so it looks like a standard default round.
Double AWP. SmithZz starting things off strong once again. Yam falling. Havoc taking down shoxy in the mid area. So Renegades will have some control for now. Bomb moving towards the B bomb site as the numbers continue to get thin, having a even tougher time of it than they did in the previous round. This time they're on the T side. NBK doing great work, being a very consistent player for Envy as of late, despite their overall inconsistencies. And just with SPUNJ and AZR remaining, the flank coming in from A, SPUNJ going down to SmithZz. Looking easy for Envy at the moment.
Yeah, very, very straightforward round. Just not winning any aim duel. EnvyUs is just completely stopping Renegade in whatever they're trying to do in each of these rounds. And they will be able to buy yet again. Wouldn't be surprised if they just go for the straight up A execute now.
NBK currently 11 for 1. Renegades back on the buy once again, and indeed it seems that they will go for the A execute. Important to note, SPUNJ is close to main here, as some teams will go for this execute with nobody in main. You saw ESWC for NIP just moving into the locker area unchallenged versus other opponents. So Happy getting the first frag onto SPUNJ. Trades coming in from Havoc. And but it's Renegades again with a man disadvantage. shoxy trying to control the forklift area, but he will go down. NBK going to re-smoke, and Havoc's going to try and plant in that smoke with no cover from his teammates. They won't push the smoke, and NBK will find a frag. kioShiMa finding 2 more. 7-0 for Envy.
Yeah, and very funky play there from Havoc, trying to actually plant in the edge of the smoke. It's a very, very risky play in that position, especially considering they were in a 3v3. There's no rush with planting in that position. They could actually just back off even.
So they'll be on the eco once again, and you have to worry for the Renegade side as these rounds are coming in thick and fast for Envy. Even with shoxy, not really getting the opportunity to find any frags, as the other team are stealing all of them. He is currently 2 for 7, while NBK is 12 for 1. He's died once in 7 rounds. And he's not the only one. No flashes for... like when this smoke is here, you can, as a T, you can bounce a flash off the red container in T warehouse into mid, which can surprise the CTs playing close, but there are no flashes, so Renegades will be extremely limited in what they can do in this situation. Envy's hold looks strong, but there's still a minute to play with, and we've seen Renegades win a round versus Nico, but now with kioShiMa moving into that position he's made so notorious behind the box, it's not going to be easy in any direction for Renegades. Yeah, I'm taking down shoxy, but that might be their lot as the bomb has fallen in mid and SPUNJ will go down in the A site. 8-0 now, and again NBK and SmithZz only with 1 death apiece.
Yeah, things not looking good here for Renegades. They will be able to buy here once again. Full set of nades, and I just want to see a default opening from them. Just seems like they always want to make like an execute right away in the round.
NBK has the same amount of kills as the entire Renegades team right now. But they're going to be on a big buy here. 4 Molotovs on the side. But again, SmithZz just eliminating people. Like a one-man death squad. Nades coming in, counter nades coming in to the mid area as Envy might give it up on this occasion, I say that, but shoxy is still in the middle of mid as they move into the vents. We might see an instant flank here, although SPUNJ is still waiting in mid, looking for these flanks, and he's going to go down to shox. And there are only 2 plays left now, make that 1, JKS, the only one standing here. He's getting flanks as well. He will take down Happy, looking for shox, but he's going to make a run for it. 2 players to find, a minute to play with. So this is still doable, although life is hard if you're a Renegades player at the moment. And Envy is set up for the trade frags. NBK can throw the pop flash as well for shox to peek once the smoke disappears. And indeed that's exactly what's going to happen, but the smoke hasn't gone yet. JKS managing to avoid the situation, and his position still hasn't been identified. Although here comes some nades, maybe, which would give the idea away. Both teams looking towards the vents. NBK's seen a gun though. JKS manages to survive for half a second, but shoxy finally gets another frag onto a board. 9-0 in favor of Envy.
And Renegade is in a position where they can actually buy every single round now due to the money bonus. And we have almost 16k on NBK. Only died once, as you just said.
Yeah, so... not looking easy for Renegades. They're going to have to change something. Envy, a dangerous team on a bad day. And things are looking good at the moment.
And finally we see a slow default here from Renegades.
Yeah, but SmithZz still finding a way to get the fast frags in. Havoc going down. 2 lurking toward the B bomb site. kioShiMa in a position to support strongly. Getting that re-smoke in the mid area. The pop flash comes in and he will opt for the aggression. He will see that there are 2 players there. He's going to try and flash himself in now, as Renegades are forced to move away. Again, that slow right-click flash will come in. SmithZz looking for some aggression as well. He'll spot a player, going for the duel. This time he will finally go down. kioShiMa is still in checkers though. Renegades with another frag on the board. That's the bomb though. That means a full rotation from the CTs. 3rd frag coming in for kioShiMa. 3 very fast frags indeed. The early advantage for Renegades was only for a split second. kioShiMa with other ideas, leaving only AZR alone versus 3. 28 seconds left for him to decide what to do, but Envy looking far too strong at the moment.
Yeah, EnvyUs is just outplaying Renegades individually at this point. That was a good try from Renegades. They got to end an opening pick towards B. They tried to push, but if you're trading 3 for 1, because you're just getting out-aimed, there's nothing you can do.
NBK has part of this map named after him. And he's showing that he's very much at home, even in a different position. SmithZz going for even more aggression here towards B. Double AWPs again here for Envy. Renegades going for the execute. towards A, maybe. I think SPUNJ, is this a short smoke that he throws? I think it is. Yeah, that's a short smoke that he throws there. But let's see if this works as effectively as last time I saw it. So push is coming in, we've got Molotovs and all sorts. Here comes the execute from Renegades, and they've only got pistols. Flash is coming in, they're going to take out the high player, take out the low player. There's a player on site to find as well. AZR with two frags, sorry. Havoc finding the third. And there will be a lurker in SPUNJ, but he will not be in the expected place. He'll be just camping in the boost spot, maybe suggesting with that smoke that he would go and take short. He will find a frag onto SmithZz. Only kioShiMa now, as Renegades look to get their first round on the board. And kioShiMa's got nothing to lose here. Just damage to do against these players. He's going to reset the position. There is a player close though, and Yam will finish off the job. Renegades' first round on the board.
Very simple A strat there from Renegade, just smoking off the site, throwing the smokes over the roof, and then pop flashing through the smoke, managing to just push to a close combat duel with a Tech 9 and just getting 3 entry kills. The question is, will they try to do an A execute again, or will they just try to play it slow again? It looks like they're gonna play it slow.
So it's the 1-3-1 from Envy. Again, those fast flames onto the boost spot. Renegades will force the issue. Renegades will lose 2 players. Make that 3 with AZR only taking down kioShiMa. JKS and SPUNJ. With a minute and a half, they have 2 players left here versus the 4 of Envy. The trades just almost never going in Renegades' favor.
Yeah, they're just winning the trades. It's a very, very tough position here for Renegades.
SmithZz moves into kioShiMa's spot. Going to make himself at home as kioShiMa is dead. SPUNJ with 22 HP. JKS will even things up though. And there is a minute on the clock. With so many frags so early on, there's going to be much time for Renegades to make a decision. Envy with 1 player per side. All these players capable of finishing off the round again. NBK has not died many times and he's not interested in dying many more. He's going to get the first frag. Trades by JKS. We should see a bomb plant here. JKS waiting for the rotation to come, but there will be no early peek, so he will go for the plant. SmithZz with the AWP, just holding an angle. The angle that JKS uses to peek, JKS finds the frag regardless. Renegade's second round on the board. Can they get this back to a reasonable score?
I mean, if they win this round, it will force EnvyUs to an eco, which means they will have 4 rounds, and I mean, they could go to 5 rounds after that. I mean, there's an opening for sure. I mean, just change to the CT side, win the pistol round. However, there's a lot of ifs here, so first they have to win this round.
Yeah, many ifs and buts indeed, but the Renegades have a little bit of momentum. Again, they were tried and tested in the previous map of Catch and they made it work. JKS, such a dangerous player, just showing why once again. SPUNJ going for a peek here, looking for any aggression from the Envy side. Again, a man down. Can be common for the CTs to go for an aggressive push somewhere. And they're just waiting for it, but no aggressive push will come. 2 players for either site here from Envy. 2 towards A, 2 towards B. Nobody mid, no vision of mid. Pinch is possible in either direction, unbeknownst to Renegades, with nobody in mid at the moment. Again, just playing with the time they have. Clock starting to go down now. Sub 1 minute. Got a 1 lurker starting to emerge towards B, but NBK, could he find himself 2 frags here? The flash comes in, he could find himself 3 frags. There are 2, and SPUNJ was almost a 3rd, but NBK will finally go down. And once again, Renegades have been crushed in the numbers, getting the man advantage once again. 35 seconds on the clock. The bomb was spotted in A main, and they will choose to rotate it. There's still 1 player deep into A, and SmithZz is rotating towards B, maybe banking on that rotate from the players, although it could be a fake here. Coming up short, going to go for the pinch after all. And SPUNJ going to try and take out the player. That's Happy. Happy maybe looking for that trade fragger, but he had to reload his gun as they're taking him down. And we will see a super open plant here, planted for sight and for shorts. SmithZz in a difficult situation.
Yeah, EnvyUs need to eco now, which means Renegade is looking to grab 4 rounds in a row. And this is very surprising considering EnvyUs was just completely shutting Renegade down.
You cannot count these Oceanic 5 out.
It's too bad that they didn't realize that the more slow-paced game is better to play versus EnvyUs. Just try to force EnvyUs to push towards you, because EnvyUs is a team that can play too aggressive from time to time.
Yeah, they thrive on that kind of pace. They relish it, and again, yeah, as NBK's pointed out, the bomb sound has been changed. Now it sounds like an atomic bomb going off. So, 2 rounds here for Renegades to make it 10-5. 10-5 would be doable. Here, would be doable on their CT side. They do have strong CT side, great teamwork. Although CLG managed to exploit it in the previous match. Can they firm up things for the following? Nades coming in there, taking down SmithZz early. shox on the Deagle. I think we might have a smoke push here. Maybe kioShiMa standing in the smoke with the 5-7. Let's see, JKS with the M4. No helmets onto Happy and NBK. That might have a story to write. We will see. kioShiMa in the vents, lucky to get around that corner. And Envy will have the rotation coming in as they have an aggressive position towards A. However, they've got no frags just yet. shoxy playing the headshot with the Deagle. This is the first one. Going to have to take pot shots now. Zero smokes all over the place. And they're going to rotate out of B. This is super nice here from Renegades. That's going to leave the final 2 players stuck. Oh no, shoxy. Has he taken the bomb? He's got 2 frags onto JKS and SPUNJ, and he's got the bomb as well. 35 seconds left on the clock here, and he's behind the smoke. Happy coming in, running distraction. This is a complete disaster for Renegades. What happened there? shox with 2 headshots closed out the round for Envy.
Yeah, getting 2 kills, and what made it even worse for Renegades is that EnvyUs knew that both players were in mid, which forces them to go through that vent. So, yeah, shoxy winning that round for EnvyUs by himself.
That is a disaster for Renegades. 10-5 was on the cards, but an individual play, the bomb coming in late, may make all the difference here for Renegades. AZR with the first frag, shox coming in for the trade. Fast frags on both sides, but the bomb is already on site here. SPUNJ lucky to get away with his life there, finding 1 frag. Happy finding a trade with a Molotov. shoxy coming in, aggressive, but it's going to be tricky to get the frags through that forklift, and indeed, he will get finished off. So it's 11-4 rather than 10-5. And Renegades have a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, considering they were down, was it 10-0 or was it 10-1? 10-0.
It was a lot.
Yeah, and if you're down 10-0, then you manage to get 4 rounds. You have a pretty decent momentum going into the second half. However, there's still a lot of ifs. They have to win the pistol round. And they have to not lose the force buy from EnvyUs, which is actually not an easy task on cash.
This is a minefield for Renegades now. A minefield. Possibly the worst team, maybe except for Fnatic, to be up against with such a deficit on a map such as Cash, which they feel very at home in. So, a 2-1-2 setup here from the Renegade CT side. Bit of a peek there from AZR. Gonna see that there's somebody in A main, and 2 of them will peek, but shoxy will use a box to get a 1 versus 1. NBK going down to Havoc, but he's running out of bullets here, and there are many people. There's one standing on his head, but all the frags are going the way of Renegades. 2 versus 1 now. I have no idea what just happened there, but it's a 2 versus 1. The bomb is on the floor. And SmithZz tries to find some information. He needs to find 2 headshots here. And the position of Renegades will not allow them to go for the trades, but Yam is repositioning, getting a flash onto the site. They're going to try and peek at the same time here, but there is a 1v1. Yam looking on his own. JKS is being hunted by SmithZz now. He's going to tag him a little bit, and he will find the final frag onto SmithZz. That could have been really bad there, and I don't know how.
Did Havoc get 2 more kills after he was shot down to like 10 HP and tried to fall back?
And someone was standing on his head.
Yeah, I think he was shooting on the guy on his head, and he accidentally, he actually killed a guy coming out from the door at the same time.
I don't know how that just happened, but it did. Renegades 6 rounds behind now. Important first round for them. Going for the initial aggression that we saw from Envy in the first half towards B. But they've got 3 people doing that, only 2 towards A. Full MP7s are looking to make bank. Those that running accuracy should come into play, but Envy with 3 frags, Tech 9s completely wrecking the defenses here of the CT side. And there are 3 MP7s now on the CTs, and only AZR to try and defend this. I don't even know. There's a kit on the site. AZR switching to the pistol, but kioShiMa will have a stronger pistol. 12-5. Envy wrecking Renegades with those Tech 9s.
Will Renegade try to force back? This is actually a position where you kind of should do it, considering you're down 12-5. But it looks like they're just going to go for the half buy. They just want to pressure the economy on EnvyUs a little bit. And that's too bad for Renegades. It's very hard to defend versus that Tech 9 A push, though.
Renegades with a fast push from B into the vent area. We've got nades, we've got Molotovs coming down. JKS going to get naded into Oblivion. SPUNJ soon to follow. Only Yam, AZR and Havoc left with a few pistols, and they are out of position. No map control of relevance. And this is going to be another round for Envy. Just a matter of time, really, before these players should get eliminated. AZR maybe going for an exit frag. And there's one. Trade coming in from shox. But
yeah,
the SmithZz will actually won't pay for itself.
Renegades, they have to buy now, even though they... Are they actually going for another eco? This is... I mean, I like that they're very confident in their CD play when they will be able to have a full set of nades and good weapons. However, they will be down 14-5. In this position, you almost have to take the risk.
Self-belief. We'll see how far it can carry them once this round is over. SmithZz coming back out again, as well as 257s and the P250 onto JKS. More aggression towards B. But this time Happy is waiting. But will they check? Oh, they'll see his waist first. Bit of an eye advantage there, and Happy will go down. That's an AK picked up by AZR. They've got the man advantage, but the flank is coming in. Two-man spray down from SmithZz, looking for the third. He is just going for the taps now, and he will have lots of support. AZR finding a frag with the AK, so it's 3 versus 3. If Renegades can get an advantage soon, then maybe they will push, they will go for it. But that's going to be that. JKS last one standing now. Done a bit of damage. SmithZz and shoxy are quite tagged at the moment. They might have to rely on kioShiMa to find the fragging. Indeed, kioShiMa will lead the charge onto JKS. Very carefully so, and he will eventually find a frag through the box.
And 14-5. This means if EnvyUs win this round, they will go up to 15 rounds. And yeah, we're gonna see a full buy from Renegades though. So we have full set of nades, an open Yam, but they really need to win a lot of rounds here in a row. And they don't only need to win them, they need to win them with a lot of players still alive.
Yep, so they're gonna have 3 people over towards mid, one playing A rotate, moving to A now. As Envy are just going to charge straight onto the site. NBK coming through, SmithZz coming through. They want to abuse these Tech 9s, and abuse them they will. 3 fast frags coming in for Envy. Just not allowing Renegades to have any kind of setup, any kind of counterplay. Just going to rush them down. Yam and JKS remaining, as Envy are surely heading towards match points here. Envy just abusing everything in their power. And not allowing Renegades to counter them in any way. There's not a whole lot you can do against that kind of play.
Yeah, just doing a simple A execute and just abusing the fact that you can throw flashes through that quad smoke. And after that, there's... I mean, you need a proper setup to stop that. Usually see a lot of teams actually go for the retake on that A site because it is so hard to defend versus that push. But Renegade tried to play the site, and yeah, it obviously didn't work out.
So, Renegades with the buy once more. Havoc reduced to the ump. SPUNJ with the 5-7 versus the full buy with the Molotovs of the Envy side. But there is the AWP onto Yam, and he is a bit of a superstar with it. And he will need to be if Renegades are to survive this. As they're getting the first frag onto shox, that's to be... Actually, that's a frag into A main. No B lurker on this particular round. NBK going down as well. Glimmer of hope here for the Oceanic side. AZR getting taken down by Happy. Things slowing down a little bit. Havoc getting the ump frag there onto SmithZz. SPUNJ taking a bit of damage. kioShiMa still lurking in the main area. He will fall as well. Happy, the bomb carrier, versus 3. If he could find himself some 1v1s, then maybe he can get that AK put to good use, find some headshots, do even more damage, and who knows what else. But Yam not having any of it will get at least one more round on the board for Renegades.
And EnvyUs with a lot of money will be able to buy yet another round. Let's see if they try to do the execute, which they won very easily. Looks like all players are going towards mid, actually, so it might be a fast mid take here from EnvyUs.
Right, let's see what Envy can offer. We've got the Molotovs coming in just as they did for the Renegades on their T side. They will do the same straight back to Envy. Envy, though, getting the man advantage here. SmithZz deep into mid as well. And he has CTs to find. CTs he will find. Yam and AZR remaining now. And it's just down to AZR. Bomb getting planted. He is against 3. There is a flank coming in from the A site as well. So things not looking good for him. He's in the vents. He's been tagged down to 46. And it looks like Renegade's days are numbered. kioShiMa is poking, prodding, going for some pre-fire. AZR is going to get taken down. That's going to be that 16-6. Envy with complete domination of Renegades on cash.
Very impressive stuff there from EnvyUs. They just completely outplayed them individually. I can't really point at any particular strategic thing they did to beat Renegades. They just, I mean, for example, the kioShiMa 3-for-1 trade towards checkers. How do you stop that?
Yeah. Absolutely insane play by Envy, looking super sharp, maybe seeking a revenge after recent lands. We'll see if their good success continues. We can have a quick look at the schedule and see what matches we've seen today so far. We should have one more match for you as well. So we'll just have a quick look and see what that is and the scores from the matches if you are just joining us. So we can see NIP taking it 16-4 over QeeYou from China. Cloud9 going to beat Kyivstar's 16-6. NIP then beating LDLC White 16-8. CLG over losing to Renegades actually after having a solid lead on cash, 13-16. And now Envy taking Renegades on the same map, 16-6. So our last map of the evening should be Na'Vi versus Luminosity. We'll keep you updated on that. So we will head to a break now while the last match of the evening is prepared for. So stay tuned, guys, and hopefully we'll be back in a few minutes with the final match of the evening.